Good morning, cadets. Now we are going to do an exercise. From this exercise, we will come to know which of the functions are periodic and simple harmonic, and which of the functions are periodic but not simple harmonic. Okay. So we know oscillatory motion is a periodic to and fro motion. It should not only be periodic to and fro motion, it should also be a function in which the displacement is represented as cosine function or sine function. Then it is a simple harmonic motion. Let us see this example. Which of the following functions of time represent simple harmonic motion? And second one, periodic but not simple harmonic motion. Give the period for each case. If possible, find out the period for these cases. So, some 6 expressions we have written here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 6, 7 problems are there. Four, 5, 6, 7. Let us see one by one. The first one, sin omega t minus cos omega t. It is a combination of sine and cosine, so definitely it is a periodic function according to Fourier analysis. And if it is expressed in terms of standard form of displacement of simple harmonic motion, then it represents a simple harmonic motion. So, first one, let y or some function of t okay yt or xt, let us take yt is equal to sin omega t minus cos omega t, and you know this is of the form a sin omega t plus b cos omega t. So here a is equal to plus 1, a is equal to plus 1 and b is equal to minus 1. So we can find out what is b. Therefore b is equal to square root of a square plus b square. So square root of 1 plus 1 becomes square root 2. So b. Now earlier, if you recall, we have assumed a equal to b cos phi and b equal to d sin phi. So taking ratio b by a, so b by a gives us tan phi, d sin phi by b cos phi. So d cancels, you are getting tan phi. Tan phi is equal to minus 1. Minus 1 by 1, so it becomes minus 1. Therefore, tan phi is equal to minus 1 implies phi should be equal to minus 45. The phase angle phi should be equal to minus 45. Now we know the standard form of this, which we already dealt earlier. So therefore, I can write therefore y as function of time t, combination of sine and cosine can be written as a sin omega t plus phi. Sin omega t plus phi. Sin omega t plus phi. What is A? It is not A, it is D. D sin omega t plus phi. D is root 2 sin omega t plus phi. Phi is minus 45. So I can write minus pi by 4. This is the equation. Therefore, it represents simple harmonic motion. Therefore, this is of the standard form. So this represents simple harmonic motion SHM. Since it is of the standard form, xt equal to a sin omega t plus phi or xt equal to a cos omega t plus phi, right? So it is of the standard form, therefore it represents periodic as well as simple harmonic. Periodic, it is periodic with time period as we have already found out for sine function and cosine function. Time period t will be equal to 2 pi by omega. So that is first question. Now in the same way we can think of sine square omega t. Okay. We should be knowing all those trigonometrical identities, then only we will be able to solve such problems. Let us see the second problem. Y is equal to sine square omega t, right? Sine square omega t can be written using the cos double function. We know that cos 2 omega t is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square omega t. So using this cos double function, cos 2 times the function, we can write what is sine square. Therefore, sine square omega t becomes equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t whole divided by 2. Right? Now consider this equation. Therefore, y is equal to, I can write it as 1 by 2 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Cos 2 omega t by 2. Now we can think over this cos 2 omega t by 2. Now cos 2 omega t by 2 can be written as 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 cos 2 omega t. So this is also of the standard form. Therefore, we get this equation to represent simple harmonic. It is not only periodic, it is also simple harmonic. How it is periodic? We have studied earlier. First, half is constant. Look at this, half cos 2 omega t. So what is its time period? Cos 2 omega t, if you just write it, cos 2 omega t can be a periodic function if it is cos 2 omega t plus t, so that I can find out what is the actual time period. Cos 2 omega t plus 2 omega t. We'll get cos 2 omega t back if and only if it is 2 pi. Alright? So we'll get cos 2 omega t back to this value if we add 2 pi. Therefore, comparing these two equations, this implies 2 omega t must be equal to 2 pi. that is lies 2 to cancels, t is equal to 2 pi by 2 omega, that is pi by omega. So this is a periodic. Therefore the given equation is periodic with the time period t equal to pi by omega. And how is it simple harmonic? Look at this. This is of the standard form, if you recall. Since it is of the standard form, y is equal to a cos omega t plus phi. Therefore, when you compare this with this is standard form of displacement. Of SH. If any given function is expressed in this standard form, if any given function is expressed in this standard form, then we say that that given function is representing simple harmonic motion. Therefore, here a is half. A is half, and time period is t equal to pi by omega. A is half, and it represents simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. So if you draw this graph, how does it look? It's interesting. So it will be half minus this one. Means instead of the cosine curve or sine curve, it will be cosine curve, which will be obtained on the line at half, y equal to half. Okay. So if I draw the graph, then you will come to know the meaning of this. When we draw the graph of yt equal to half minus half cos 2 omega t, this graph will be symmetric about this axis at y equal to half, not at y equal to 0. Right? How is it? Look at this function. When we put t equal to 0, you see t equal to 0. So cos 0 becomes 1, half minus half becomes 0. So it starts from this point, 0. Half. So you have to mark 0 first. Then when you put t equal to t by t equal to t by 8. T cancels. So 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So you are left with pi by 2. So cos pi by 2, cos 90 is 0. So you will get plus half. So you get plus half. And t by 8 you are getting plus half. Then similarly at t by 4, at t by 4, see t cancels, 4 cancels, you are getting 5, cos phi. What is cos phi? Cos phi is minus 1. Got it? Cos phi is minus 1. So minus of minus half becomes plus. So it becomes a half plus a half, that is plus 1. Right? So you will get the result at this, you will get plus 1. So in this way, if you go on repeating, you will get the very interesting graph which is symmetric about this half. And then if you go on marking, you get an interesting graph which will be varying between 1 and 0, not between 1 and minus 1. It will be varying between 1 and 0. Right? Symmetric about the axis which is at half, y equal to half. Right? So if you draw the graph, see, first I will mark the points so that you will be able to draw the graph conveniently. right? So this is how you are going to get the graph. Yes, this is the graph of cos double function. So whose time period? You see, time period is, you can see here, t equal to 2 pi by 2 omega. So time period here you can see is t by 2. So this is 2 pi by 2 omega. So can be written as 2 pi by 2 into omega. So that is, compared to earlier, it is t naught by 2. So it repeats the same value exactly at t by 2. So this is the time period t naught by 2. Or you can just write t naught equal to t by 2. This is better. So time period of this oscillation is t naught by 2. And every half, you see, in one full time period t, it completes 2 oscillations. That is the meaning of cos double function. Even sine double function also, if you draw, the graph starts from 0. The graph starts from 0. You will get the same variation, same variations. Only difference between cos and sine is there is a phase difference of pi by 2 between cos and sine. Therefore, they are called as sinusoidal curves. So such curves are called as sinusoidal. Graphs, right? So in time period t, you can see this is time period t, it is completing 2 oscillations. So that is the meaning of cos double function. Therefore, it represents simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. Let us see the third example. Let us see the third equation, sin cube omega t. You see, sin cube omega t can be written using the trigonometric identity sin 3x. If you know sin 3x, sin 3x can be solved as sin 2x plus x. It can be solved as sin 2x plus x. So if you solve for this as using the identity of sin a plus b, sin a plus b equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin a. Using that, you can solve for sin 3x. So if you solve for sin 3x, you get 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. So we want sin cube function. Therefore, what is sin cube x? Therefore, sin cube x equal to 3 sin x minus sin 3x divided by 4. 3 sin x minus sin 3x divided by 4. Therefore, I can write y as a function of time t, sin cube omega t can be written as 1 by 4 times 3 sin x minus sin 3x. Yes, 3 sin x minus sin 3x. So definitely it is a periodic function. So this is a periodic function. Periodic function, right? What is the period? Time period. Time period of this one, you see, will be okay. I have to write in terms of omega t. So it is not x, it is omega t. Sin omega t minus 3 sin 3 omega t. So definitely it is representing a periodic function. You know what is time period of this one? Here time period of sine omega t. T naught equal to 2 pi by omega. What will be the time period of this one? Sin 3 omega t. Sin 3 omega t. Time period. It can be found out again using the formula, using the way that we have done earlier. Sin 3 omega t plus 2 pi. So that I can get the same function. So 2 pi in terms of time period, therefore can be given as sin 3 omega into t plus 2 pi by 3 omega. 2 pi by 3 omega. Therefore, time period of this one t is equal to 2 pi by 3 omega. So, in comparison with the above one, it becomes T naught by 3. T naught by 3. Therefore, the minimum time period of this function is T naught. Therefore, time period of the above equation is T naught, because this T is equal to T naught by 3. So, in this case it is T naught, that is equal to 2 pi by omega, and in the second case it is T naught is equal to 3 times T. 3 times T. Therefore, the minimum time period is T naught. T naught equal to yes, T naught is equal to 2 pi by omega. Right? This is the time period of this particular function, sin cube omega t. Then, since it is being expressed as sine function, therefore, C. It's a simple harmonic. Therefore, this is representing simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. I think you got the idea. Why is it simple harmonic motion? So there is a correction here. This is not representing the standard form of the required equation, which we got it earlier, either sine form or cosine form. Therefore, this is not representing SHM. This is not representing SHM. Although its time period is 2 pi by omega, but although it is a periodic function, but it is not representing simple harmonic motion, because it doesn't have the standard form of equation. What is that standard form of equation? Standard form of equation must be y equal to a cos omega t, or y is equal to a sin omega t. Either of these forms should be there, then only it will represent simple harmonic motion. Let us look at example number 4. Example number 4, you see, it is y as a function of t equal to 3 times cos of pi by 4 minus 2 omega t. So, which can be also written as 3 times cos 2 omega t minus pi by 4. Therefore, it is of the standard form. A cos omega t plus pi. Therefore, this is of the standard form of displacement of SHM. Therefore, this represents displacement of simple harmonic motion. This represents simple harmonic motion. And what will be its time period? Time period of this one is again, if you just look at the cos 2 omega t as we have found out earlier, cos 2 omega t, you know how to find out the time period. Cos of 2 omega t plus 2 pi. So that we will get cos 2 omega t, 2 pi. Therefore, cos of 2 omega t plus 2 pi by 2 omega. Thus, time period T of this oscillation is 2 pi by 2 omega, that is pi by omega. Double function. Right? So, this is also representing SH. So, this is also representing SH. This is not representing SH. Right? Now look at this. Cos omega t, cos 3 omega t, cos 5 omega t. Earlier we have solved this kind of problem and we have proved that it is a periodic. It is a periodic, but it is not representing the simple harmonic motion. This cannot be expressed in terms of either sine function or cosine function. And cos omega t, cos 3 omega t and cos 5 omega t, it is a periodic function. Cos omega t plus cos 3 omega t plus cos 5 omega t represents periodic function. How is it? You see, the periodic function, if you take time period of cos omega t, if you take it as 2 pi by omega, and this one will be 2 pi by 3 omega. You take this one as t dash 2 pi by 3 omega, which is equal to t naught by 3 times, t naught by 3 times, and this will be having time period t double dash equal to 2 pi by 5 omega, that's equal to 2 pi by 2 pi by 5 omega, that is t by 5, t naught by 5, t naught by 5. Therefore, this is again representing a periodic function with a minimum time period. So, minimum time period t naught equal to 2 pi by omega, because here t dash can be expressed as t naught by 3. So, t naught is equal to 3 times t dash. Here t naught equal to 5 times t double dash in this case. Therefore, the time period of this function is 2 pi by omega. Therefore, it is representing periodic function, but not simple harmonic. Since it cannot be expressed as either cosine function alone or sine function alone. Therefore, it is not simple harmonic. Now, definitely this is a not periodic not simple harmonic. As time t tends to infinity, this entire function tends to infinity. Therefore, it is neither periodic nor simple harmonic. Therefore, it is not repeating. So, as time t tends to infinity, this entire function also tends to infinity. Now, you see the last one, exponential function. E raised to, this can be written as e raised to minus omega square t square. Again, this can be written as 1 upon e raised to omega square t square. As t tends to, suppose t is equal to 0. If t is equal to 0, then e raised to 0 becomes 1. So it starts from 1. As t tends to infinity, this function tends to 0. So as t tends to infinity, the denominator becomes infinity. 1 upon infinity becomes 0. So it varies between 1 to 0. 1 to 0 means as t tends to infinity, at t equal to 0, this function of t becomes equal to 1. As t tends to infinity, f of t tends to 0. So we get an exponentially decreasing graph. Therefore, it is also not periodic, not simple harmonic. Therefore, this is also not periodic and not simple harmonic motion. This is how from the given equations you can find out which are all periodic and which are all non-periodic. So sin omega t minus cos omega t periodic as well as simple harmonic. Sin square omega t periodic as well as simple harmonic. Sin cube omega t periodic but not simple harmonic. 3 cos pi by 4 minus 2 omega t periodic as well as simple harmonic. This is periodic but not simple harmonic. Not periodic, not simple harmonic. Not periodic, not simple harmonic. Right? So this is how we will be able to analyze. Now let us see what is the velocity of a simple harmonic motion. When we write the equation for displacement, then we will be able to write the equation for velocity, because by the definition of velocity, velocity is equal to rate of change of displacement, right? As we have defined earlier, velocity is the rate of change of displacement. So similarly, acceleration is rate of change of velocity. So we can find out velocity of a simple harmonic motion, velocity of simple harmonic motion, as well as the acceleration of simple harmonic motion using the knowledge of differential calculus. Okay, just pay attention here. I have drawn the graph of cos double function, wherein time period is t by 2, right? Time period is t by 2. Now if it is cos single function, cos omega t, half minus half cos omega t. Suppose if it is half minus half cos omega t, then how would be the graph? So it would be look at this. I am just putting the points here. First I will mark the points t by 2, then 3t by 4, and then full t. So this is how, if I draw the graph. This is how the graph looks. By t by 2. So continues like this. Right. This white graph which I have drawn is of time period t, and this blue graph which I have drawn is of time period t by 2. So that t is equal to 2 times, and this is of half minus half cos omega t, and you see the blue one is, as I have shown you already, is this one. I think from this you can make out the difference. Okay. Now let us learn the velocity and acceleration of simple harmonic motion. So we have displacement. Displacement function of a body in simple harmonic motion. Xt equal to a cos omega t plus phi. Okay. Now let us the velocity. We want to find out the velocity of a particle in SHL. By definition, velocity is also going to be time dependent. You know, as displacement is time dependent, velocity is also time dependent. By definition, it is dx by dt. So let us differentiate the above equation. So d by dt of a cos omega t plus phi. A cos omega t plus phi. If you differentiate, what do you get? Then d by dt. So take out a common, so it becomes d by dt of cos function. D by dt of cos function becomes sin minus sin omega t plus phi into differentiation of this coefficient. Coefficient is with respect to time t, therefore it becomes differentiation, that is omega. So that I can write it as minus omega a sin omega t plus phi. So this becomes time dependent velocity. Time dependent velocity. You can call this equation number 1. This is equation number 2. So we can see here the amplitude of displacement is omega a. The amplitude of velocity is minus omega a. You can see this one is amplitude of velocity, right? Now acceleration. Acceleration of a particle in simple harmonic motion. Acceleration a is equal to d square by dv by dt. Yes, by definition dv by dt. So differentiate this equation number 2 with respect to time t. So it becomes minus omega a into differentiation of sin omega t. Differentiation of sin omega t becomes cos omega t plus phi as it is into omega. Into omega. Now omega into omega becomes omega square. Therefore, the acceleration is also time dependent. Then it becomes minus omega square a cos omega t plus phi. Right? This becomes the acceleration. You can call this one as equation number 3. So acceleration is also time dependent. So the amplitude of acceleration is minus omega square a. Amplitude of displacement is a. Amplitude of velocity is minus omega a. Amplitude of acceleration is minus omega square a. Okay. Now one more thing note down here. What is this equation? A cos omega t plus phi. A cos omega t plus phi from equation number 1 is nothing but x. Therefore I can substitute minus omega square into x as a function of time t from equation 1. Therefore acceleration is equal to minus of omega square into x. Since omega is constant, angular acceleration is constant, omega square is also constant. Therefore we conclude, therefore acceleration is being time dependent, is directly proportional to negative of displacement. So for a body in simple harmonic motion, we conclude that for a body in simple harmonic motion, the acceleration of the body is time dependent, that acceleration of the body is time dependent and the acceleration of the particle is directly proportional to negative of the displacement. So that is another way of defining the simple harmonic motion. So simple harmonic motion is the one whose displacement is a cos omega t plus phi. If it is expressed in this form, then that represents simple harmonic motion. The second condition that we got here is the acceleration of a particle in a simple harmonic motion is directly proportional to negative of the displacement. Directly proportional to negative of the displacement. It means it is directly proportional to displacement, but it is in the opposite sense. If there is such a condition in any form of motion, that form of motion definitely represents simple harmonic motion. Right? So if it is acceleration multiplied by mass of the particle, what does it give you? Acceleration, if it is multiplied by mass of the particle, then it gives you force acting on the particle undergoing simple harmonic motion. Then that force is directly proportional to negative of the displacement. If the force is directly proportional to negative of the displacement, then definitely that represents a simple harmonic motion. So that's how we study necessary and sufficient condition. Yes, see, the displacement should be of the form a cos omega t plus phi. This is the necessary condition for a body to have simple harmonic motion. Sufficient condition is that acceleration should be directly proportional to negative of the displacement, or force acting on the SHM must be directly proportional to negative of the displacement. Then if both the conditions satisfy, definitely that particular particle undergoes simple harmonic motion. You can write this is necessary condition. For a system, this is sufficient condition. For a system. So I think you got the complete meaning of simple harmonic motion. Okay. The next video we will learn about a spring attached with a load oscillating on a smooth surface. How does it represent simple harmonic motion? We will prove that it will have a displacement of this form and its force acting on it, the spring force, restoring force acting on it, will be directly proportional to negative of the displacement, and thus the spring oscillating on the smooth table surface represents simple harmonic motion. This is what we are going to see tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day.